I live in a beautiful city called Basel, and one of the defining features is the Rhine River that snakes its way between the two halves of the city. And there are 5 main bridges that connect both sides and make life possible to flow between. And as I was walking across one of the bridges, which is called Drei Rosenbrücke, or the Three Roses Bridge, I stopped in the middle and I looked out over the whole city. And I thought, how beautiful this is, right? To see these bridges, to see how gracefully they span that distance and connect the two sides of the city. And as I stood there, I felt the rumble of the tram passing by. And I turned to see the other cars traveling across the top of the bridge. And I looked on the sidewalk to see the other runners and walkers. But as I tuned in a little bit deeper, I felt the superhighway that travels underneath me, that's happening on the lower level of the bridge. And I had this beautiful realization that this one bridge serves so many functions. It serves the function for one-on-one transportation and then mass transportation of thousands every minute traveling beneath. And I realized that communication is the same. The same skills that allow someone to talk to hundreds or thousands of people or millions when it comes to broadcasting on TV or on the internet. Those same skills are the skills that we utilize in one-on-one conversation between us and our partners or our boss or our colleagues. And so often what I see people walking around believing that they don't have the capacity to communicate well. They just kind of toss it up to, those people who are great orators who can give TED Talks and talk in front of giant corporations. They're a special breed. I don't have those skills. And I want to bust that myth, because while you may not be meant to be a great orator for thousands, it is the same skills that we utilize in day-to-day communication that allow us to get the thoughts and ideas and concepts that are stuck inside of our head out into the world, and to build bridges for comprehension, for understanding, for shared knowledge. And the more we recognize that these skills are learnable, that great oration doesn't just come from the right genetics, but instead that these are tangible skills. And the way that I work is that I see that there are 3 main components. There's first the way that we see ourselves. It's what's happening inside of our minds. It's how cluttered or clear are we in our own mindset. Then it's understanding where we actually want to go. Because yes, there are a lot of people communicating for absolutely no purpose. I am sure that we have all been in those meetings where we're just going, this hour-long meeting could have been an email, right? That's a place where communication in that form is unnecessary. We're not thinking about the purpose of why we want to communicate. And so this is the concept of self-leadership, or understanding the vision and the intention of where we actually want to go. And then this third, which is the most easily accessible, and I want you to really understand this, is the practical and tangible skills of how do I get what is trapped into my head out into the world? How do I build those bridges with my words and my body language in such a way that they are received and understood on the other side? So whether you want to be a great speaker or just be able to communicate with your partner or your boss or your client, it is these skills and the power to become a bridge builder and to think of ourselves as bridge builders. Because we all have this capacity inside of us. Maybe not to be a great orator to thousands, but we all have the capacity to communicate. And so that would be my challenge for you, is to begin shifting that old story of I'm not a great communicator to realizing that we were all meant to be bridge builders.